What is specific about Goldman Sachs?
Because partners at Goldman Sachs are pushed out of the institution at a fairly young age. They gravitate into the political system. So there are a huge number of former partners and even heads of Goldman Sachs who have achieved direct political power, and really it is fair to say that it is impossible in this country to vote against the interests of Goldman Sachs.
How big is the power of Goldman Sachs?
Well, Goldman Sachs has the power to bring down economies, as they have in Greece. It's all about bond ratings. And when they declare a particular government insolvent, the consequences are drastic because they force the government, in order to continue to be able to borrow money, to impose the kind of austerity measures that have crippled Greek society and which are crippling the United States. We're all hostage to this game of speculation.
You have seen the Senate hearing. What do you think?
Political theater. As soon as the lights go out and the cameras leave, these people all go to lunch. Nobody achieves political power in this country without the backing of the financial sector. Since the collapse of 2008, it is that these institutions are untouchable. We can't do anything to stop them. They have looted the U.S. Treasury and are engaging in the same kind of speculation, casino capitalism that they engaged in before the bubble deflated, wiping out $17 trillion in wages and savings of small shareholders and ordinary Americans. These people are criminals. In the 17th century, speculators were hung. And here, every single institution, from the press to universities, to the courts, to the legislative bodies, to the executive branch of government, dance to the tune that they play. And there's absolutely no way that ordinary citizens can fight back. There is no mechanism within the formal structures of power by which we can fight back. We live not in a democracy, but what the political philosopher Sheldon Woolen calls a system of inverted totalitarianism. And by that, he means it's not classical totalitarianism. It doesn't revolve around a demagogue or a charismatic leader, but finds its expression in the anonymity of the corporate state. We're being destroyed financially, morally, politically, and economically. And the institutions that do it, and maybe the crown institution that is doing it, is Goldman Sachs. They know no limits. They turn everything into a commodity that they exploit until exhaustion or collapse, which is why the environmental crisis is intimately twinned with the economic crisis. Now, the death of the American empire is not a tragedy. It's probably a good thing. It's just how we're dying that is so frightening, because we're lashing out like a wounded animal. And, empires, the tyranny empires impose abroad, they always bring home. They always impose at home. Thucydides and Plutarch wrote about that in ancient Athens. Athenian democracy was slaughtered by the Athenians, and we're doing exactly the same thing. Civilizations from Easter Island to the Ottoman Empire to collapse of Imperial Russia, they always exhaust their own potential and their own resources. The danger is that this time it's global. We bring the whole planet down with us. There is nowhere left to migrate to.